Hey Roats, happy Thursday. How you been?
Happy Thursday. Good morning. I have been pretty well. Yeah, I can't complain. A little bit cold up north, but other than that, doing excellent.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. It's gotten really cold really fast. Last well, it was like 2 3 weeks ago. It was like insanely hot, and now it's I don't know. It's winter time. Winter is coming for sure.
Winter is coming. I love it.
Yeah. Um. So we just hop into macro. It seems like the weekend is gonna be green.
Yeah, I I agree. I think the breakout and retest was completely awesome. Is exactly what we were looking for. You can you can always suggest that there's downside risk when it comes to crypto and macro, but as far as the setup looks, this was really good. That's kind of what you want to see in a kind of a bit of a bullish breakout is that breakout, a bit of a retest, and a continuation, and that's what we're looking at right now. And now it's got some trepid waters up above in that 70K range, but if we can push through there, then we're looking really strong. So yeah, it's been a positive few days here and looking good.
Yeah. Hey, for lookup. How's your Thursday?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we got
Yeah,
you.
Okay,
you're
cool.
good.
Yeah, back to the trend line, huh? Bitcoin. Everyone thought it was gonna go lower after the last couple of days, but it looks like we're back on the trend line,
Mhm.
trying to get that above 68,000. So looks good. I mean, Solana is showing so much strength, compared to obviously Ethereum, but even compared to Bitcoin. And just certain like meme coins are also doing very well. I know we had this AI craziness with meme coins that we can discuss later, but just good to see Tesla ripping, Nvidia doing well. So it's just a good day to be in the market for sure.
Oh yeah, Tesla earnings yesterday did pretty well, up 20% today. So that's always a good sign for Elon and for just macro in general. He kind of controls more than Tesla, and I think definitely good luck for the tech side. And you'll probably see S&P going up. It's kind of if you want to talk about equities, it's kind of been in this range, this all time high range for a while now. What do you think about this for Loco?
Well, I've been tracking gold. It's unstoppable, right? And you wonder with the liquidity coming from China and other countries, kind of like starting to turn on the printers. Um, Liquidity flowing to the markets. You would think that risk assets start to do better, and I mean, gold has just been up only in 2024. I mean, right? It's just it's been incredible, and so if gold does well, you would imagine that its digital counterpart, Bitcoin, will do well, right? And so I think we're in that stage right before the explosion, or the banana zone. I don't know if it's gonna come in October or late November. I really don't know, but I think there's just too much risk to not be in the markets right now. Whereas in the summer, you'd be fine if you were like 50% stables, 50% in the market. I think right now if you're really wanting to kind of like capture the next phase of this cycle, you definitely have to be in the market allocated. That's how I feel. I don't know. What about you guys?
No, I agree with you. It's definitely risk on time. I'm slowly building my crypto position, especially in that dip yesterday, and then just the last couple months, just slowly building a good crypto position. Not heavily into gold, but I can see the resemblance of getting away from equities, getting some counter inflationary assets, and that's gold and Bitcoin. And I get the investment thesis there.
Yeah, and I mean, look, elections are here, and obviously we're gonna see volatility during elections, but again, regardless of the results, I think the stock market short term. When I mean short term, I mean the next 4 months. Um, I think it's going to go higher, right? And then we'll obviously encounter more issues, but we're gonna have another rate cut. We have elections, and obviously Trump wins. I believe is going to be a crazy, massive explosion leading into a bubble burst, perhaps end of 2025. I don't know the timing, but I just don't see the markets going down because even when we saw the DOJ and even the Jan carry trade with Japan, it was just literally a blip. When you look at the stock market and crypto, it was a blip on the timeline, right? It was just a
Mhm.
day or two down, um, and
It was
then
back
up,
here, right?
and there's up only. Yeah, it was over the summer. I mean, we also had the conflict in the Middle East, right? One
Hmm.
in April and one in October. And again, you just have a couple of red days that almost seem to be programmed, and then up only again. So can be short in this market, man. What
Yeah,
do you feel, Rhodes? Are
I
you well positioned as well in crypto
yeah,
as well? Yeah.
yeah, and I agree. I will say that the election could provide a bit of volatility. Of course, if Trump doesn't win, expect some downside, but I think we're still positioned well, regardless, um, coming through Q4 and into 2025. But you're right as well. Trump wins, we're going to get a bunch of action off that. And I think most of the markets are kind of leaning that way and pricing that in. But that's where, like I said, a bit of volatility if it goes the other direction and Kamala wins, and be aware of maybe some chop in that range. But other than that, I think everything is looking really strong. Bitcoin performing well and breaking out of ranges. Solana just crushing it here the last couple of days and looking poised for even further breakout. So Solana right now tends to look the best, I think, at this point. So overall, we're doing well, and I'm quite excited about it.
Yeah, Solana cannot be stopped. It seems like there's just no. If you're looking at any pullback here, like it's maybe we retest this trend line here, but compared to ETH, Solana is like definitely the winner right now.
Yeah, and I mean that 185 range is going to be the biggest point of resistance. But as it looks right now, it's cruising. A bit of a retest on that trend line would be nice, and then a push up to that 185 to see if it can get that breakout there. Clearly, we've been there a couple times before, so it could provide some significant resistance, but looking good either way.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
guys buying any ETH? What's your take on ETH? Um, or you're just mostly in Sol and Bitcoin for majors?
I mean, you probably want an allocation. ETH is undervalued compared to historical, but it just doesn't it doesn't show strength. It, but I don't think you want to be out on ETH either. So a portion allocation I think is fair. It feels like it's low risk in the sense that it's down at range lows, but it's just not reacting.
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed this many times, and I know Bren and another colleague, he's gonna join soon. But I've been bearish on ETH for many many months, and yes, I get it. There might be a catch up trade where everything rips and then ETH rips, but when you look at if you were allocated to Ethereum for the last year, you just severely underperform the whole crypto market, right? So it's better for you to be. I mean, you obviously want to have some exposure to Ethereum, right? But perhaps instead of having Ethereum itself, you have certain protocols on Ethereum or projects that are developing on Ethereum that you might be bullish on and indirectly benefit, right? Whether it's a meme coin or AI or gaming, whatever is being built on Ethereum, I think that's where you want exposure to.
That's an
If
excellent
you
point.
want, right? I mean, I do have some ETH, both directly and indirectly through NFTs and other stuff. But I have been offloading Ethereum since January, pretty much. I think January was the peak of my Ethereum holdings, and then from there, I've been allocating outside of Ethereum to Solana, Bitcoin, and other categories. So that's how I see it. Danksy, I don't know. Do you see it differently?
No, I don't really have a big ETH holding right now. Mostly in Bitcoin and Sol and Sui. That's kind of my main positions for the next couple months. So I'm just wondering because ETH seems like a good buy, but it seems like ETH isn't really. It's kind of been like a sleeper major for the last like year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of reasons why, but part of it is even though Ethereum still has, I think they still have the highest TVL on chain, and the biggest whales or whatever are still on Ethereum. You're seeing that some of the applications being built on Ethereum are not really like exciting to normies. They're very like DeFi, very like almost like technology focused, but they're not really they're more like technical, right? And things that people in real life might not really relate to. Whereas I see Solana and everything being on Solana is like it can hit like retail and mainstream, right? So um it's also an older chain, right? So perhaps there's a lot of things with L2s, and the fact that you actually have to have L2s to make the chain scalable, it kind of tells you that after 9 years, perhaps this startup is not as big as we thought it would be, right? And so it's not a startup anymore, of course, but but technically it's a 9 year company, 9 year old company. So I don't know. I think Solana will be the. I think everyone is saying it. Solana is going to be the Ethereum 2021, and then Sui might be the Solana 2021, right? Or 2020, right? Where Sui goes bonkers. Solana does maybe like 4x. Get close to $800. Uh, Perhaps even in a mania, we go close to 1,000. I really don't know, but I look at the chart; it just looks so strong. So we'll
Right.
see. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you? You're saying Solana probably like 800 to 1,000 range. Where do you see Bitcoin? I mean, we obviously can't predict it to the dollar amount, but what do you give it estimate for Bitcoin? Is it 100K? Is it 150K? 120K for this cycle?
Most definitely, if things go, um, you know, bonkers, I definitely see Bitcoin close to 200,000. I see bear case for Bitcoin if everything goes well, like 130, 150. That's the bear case. That's the
Mhm.
top. And then if things go bonkers, I mean, like look at what Michael Saylor is doing with Bitcoin. It's like an infinity money glitch. They just keep issuing debt and equity, and then buy more Bitcoin. And then you're seeing Tesla; they didn't sell their Bitcoin.
Right.
You're seeing companies using Bitcoin as for balance sheet. And when you look at MicroStrategy, the reason why people are holding it is because they they want to bet on companies that first that liquid, second that people are managing their Bitcoin to grow their business, right? And so I think that's the reason why MicroStrategy has done so well versus Bitcoin is because the ability to borrow and the ability to actually do and build, whether it's financial instruments that I believe Michael Saylor wanted to do, and other kind of like different use cases for Bitcoin, right? As your backbone, right? As the backbone of your company for your balance sheet versus having fiat, right? So if you compare the appreciation of having cash, like let's say that Meta or Apple have 200 billion or whatever, 100 billion in cash. Would you rather have 100 billion in cash or 100 billion in Bitcoin today, right?
Hmm.
So of course, most people would say cash, but if you really understand and you have been in this industry for at least 4 or 5 years, I think the answer might be Bitcoin, right? So that's what I believe a lot of investors are seeing. So yeah, I guess it was a long answer, Danksy, but I think we definitely hit 130, 150 bear case. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I have that range probably lower, probably at like 120 bear case. Um, for this cycle, at least 120, just 2x or close to 2x from all time highs. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm seeing, and then bull case probably at that 200 range as well for Bitcoin, and that's kind of the main metric for the whole crypto space. Just how far can Bitcoin go in the next 6 months, 8 months?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, the supply is always going to be 21. Actually, it's less, right? Because there's a ton of Bitcoin. They say that about up to 25% of Bitcoin can be lost, and will be lost over the years, right? So if you think about, there's 21 million supply total, which will be, I believe, fully mined by 2040, I think it was. But it really doesn't matter, because if you think that out of the whatever many millions we have already mined, at least like 5 to 10% has been lost, whether it's on, hacks or drives that were never like ledgers or whatever that were never um, recovered. You're talking an asset that is not only scarce, is also actually, in some cases you might be, not able to tap into its full supply, right? Even like when you think about Satoshi, I believe he or she, whether it passed or is alive, they hold 1 million, right? So there's technically less than that. And Michael
Right.
Seblo keeps buying. Every company is gonna have some level of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So even if you look at a 5 year perspective, I definitely think this asset can get 5 to 10 years, can definitely get above 500,000. I
I
mean, it's
think
not really that difficult to
I
get
think
there.
the bull case in that respect is that the cycle's changed, right? We've got so much mainstream institutional kind of buy-in and
Yes.
adoption and hedge against inflation, et cetera, and store of value that we don't see the cycles that we've seen in the past. That,
Mhm.
or at least, we may see, everything's cyclical in nature, right? So, but like, I mean, the 4 year cycle and the major retracements, et cetera. My bull case is that we don't see that. We start to evolve into kind of this new cycle, long term, S&P style, where we are looking more consistent. We may not get quite the ferocious moves, you know, after this the kind of near term here, but it's a solid continuation. Bear case, yeah, I think 120K, but it's hard. I have less conviction towards the probability of bear case than I do just a
Yeah.
really strong upward move
Yeah.
on Bitcoin, and a lot to follow with that. But Solana, Sui being the alts where the most conviction is, and then meme coins just seem super attractive outside
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, I mean, Danksy, that's a good view, Rhodes. Danksy, can you pull up the Bitcoin chart over the last, I guess, year? Is that the
Year.
year? Yeah, is it the year time frame or the 6 month time frame?
This is 2024 starting. So
Okay, just put it since March. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's so. What I'm looking at here is either the biggest falling wedge, you know, slash whatever you want to call it, falling wedge or bullish flag pattern, or this is a scam pump and then we go much lower, right? But again, we've tested the 48,000, 50,000 levels so many times for so long that I think this breakout can be massive. And just as Rod was saying, I think this cycle is completely different in the fact that you can't look at previous cycles on in terms of like excess and multiple. What you look at is who is buying this asset. And you're talking about like, $1 trillion asset managers, you're talking about, pension funds. You're talking about like major,
Countries,
yeah, countries that so there's only one asset with, I don't think there's even like 20 million supply, and you have trillions of dollars allocating to this asset. So either people are waking up to this, and this is again a massive falling wedge pattern or whatever, bullish flag, or I don't know what to tell you, man. I just, obviously it's easier to be bullish when you are at this range that when you are at 48,000, but it's been a long time consolidation, and I think a lot of people are seeing like cup and handle type of approach where next level it takes us close to 100,000. So I don't know. That's how I see it. But again, it's easier to be bullish when things are going well. So we'll see.
I mean, those lines are those two lines.
We've been staring at
nothing-
these two lines for
I know.
months now.
I know, and nothing's looked better in the terms of this breakout retest, right? Like it's excellent. So looking forward to what the next week brings here and confirming even further on this. Obviously, 70K, 69K, great resistance there, but long term, going through October into November, through the election and through winter, it should continue to progress quite strongly, and you'll continue to see adoption and moves and store of value into Bitcoin, and it'll just get to that critical point where Bitcoin, and that might be 100K, but Bitcoin starts to drive that crypto story into the mainstream again, and that's where you see just a kind of a flood into crypto overall. So, yeah, I think this this bullishness that we've seen back to February and getting the ETS, and then like seeing all of these like bullish narratives that hadn't really developed, and we've been in this kind of holding pattern because of whatever reason, right? Like it's finally feeling like we've got to that point where, and it's crazy because like we've been higher than this, right? But it finally feels like we're breaking through that. So
Yeah.
great.
So that's good. Dexy, is Bren joining us?
I think so. He said 2 minutes from now he'll be on.
Okay, cool. Well, in the meantime, what else is going on? What are you guys looking at? Obviously, majors doing fairly well, especially Solana and Bitcoin. We look at stocks a little bit. Anything else you guys are looking at when it comes to crypto? Any news that you guys are following?
Stripe just acquired some bridging company for like $1 billion, like last week or this week. Did you see that? Stripe's getting into the crypto game. I'm pull it up.
Yeah, I think so. What I heard is that perhaps what I heard is that Uniswap has created a bridge that is also fairly interesting. How you guys heard about that? The Uniswap one?
I had not heard the Uniswap one, no, but I had heard the Stripe one.
Yeah. So.
Oh, this one. That's cool. That's gonna be really good because bridging is like the worst process. I feel like
it is. There's a ton of fees, and a lot of people don't really trust some of the protocols. So, I think this will be big, especially coming from Uniswap. So,
did it bump the Uniswap price? That's the real question.
I mean, it's definitely doing better than Ethereum, but not super exciting yet, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, look. Every time I open my timeline, all I see is meme coins. So that's what I wanted to see. Who else is doing stuff?
I feel like meme coins is like the easiest thing to be posting on Twitter because it's just all retail consumer and trying to get extra eyeballs and extra wallets to buy in.
Yeah, it's literally the topic of the cycle. We had NFTs previous cycle, and now we have meme coins, and then especially with AI getting involved with meme coins, man. I think that the Truth Terminal account that owns Goat, I think they're up to 12 million on their wallet. So I think they own about almost 2 million tokens of Goat, and I think they're close to 12 million. So just know that an AI bot or agent is out trading everyone, pretty much. So,
well, I mean, they have a bit of an advantage, right? I mean, they're an AI bot. I mean, what's better than that when it comes to memes, right? So, it's excellent. It's quite the narrative, and a token like Goat. We talked about it on Monday. I mean, like it's I mean, it's pretty obvious it's going to be the greatest meme of
Yeah,
all time, right? Like
Janky,
it's not even a question.
see if you can pop this profile on Twitter. Um,
Yeah,
it's
you send it to me. I can do that.
OXRAMONOS, Ox Ramonos or something, because they had a snapshot of the Truth Terminal wallet, and it's just incredible, man. It's
What is
just
it?
so go to Twitter, yeah, go to X, and then type in OX as 0x 0x 0x
OX.
like OX, no, 0x, not O. Yeah, like OX 0x, and then Ramonos, like RAMO. Yeah, that one, the first one, RAM. And then go down and see if you can see the snapshot of the terminal, Truth Terminal wallet. Go down, go down, go down. And this guy tweets a lot. Think what that one, that one. Look at that.
Whew.
Look, they own Scoop, Fartcoin, and Goat. And look at their freaking returns. It's insane.
Wow.
So do you imagine that? It's over 300% just like in a day. I think that was. That's
He's
nuts.
not trading these coins. He's like he made these coins. It's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
he's trading.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you just have to track this wallet, right? It's crazy. But anyways, just goes to tell you that AI is gonna completely disrupt the way that we buy, trade, and build everything in crypto. And crypto is just such a good space for AI related projects, right? Because they can be born and die very quickly, right? It's the perfect space to speculate and fail, right? And in some cases, you you score big. This is incredible. Yeah. So, anyways, I just in full transparency, I miss Goat, and I'm just looking at it, you know, from the sidelines. Did you guys buy any of these tokens?
No, but
I
I
had
did
some
say
before, but I totally sold it, and now it's just ripping. So feels
I,
bad.
I didn't, but I did say it's going to 1 billion, which I think it's on its way, anyways. But yeah, it's crushing it, just ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll see. I think the same. Look, I actually bought some of the Slop token and a couple of other ones, and I didn't really do as well. So I've pretty much come to realize that you bet on the winner, right, of the meta, and Goat is definitely the winner. And I think it got listed on Binance or something like that, right? That's why
No way. Is
yeah,
it?
that's why it almost reached like 1 billion market cap, right? Yeah, Binance futures right there. So in just like in less than 2 weeks, it got a Binance listing, which means that this thing is this AI and crypto kind of like synergy type of thing is going to explode. It's gonna keep like doing well. Imagine you have a bot or a token chilling permanently 24/7 your token. I mean, it's like it's a meme coin's dream, right? Like you don't have to have your degen, raid tweets anymore. I mean, this guy is going to his agents will do it for you, right? It's kind of interesting, but at the same time, I wonder how many of this will be successful, right? Because there's only so many tokens that can be created and can be successful. Most of them will fail. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Brent. Hey, Yoni. How you guys doing?
What's good, brother? How you guys doing?
We're talking about. Oh, you missed the whole macro side. If you just want to loop back around and
Yeah, we
talk
can do
about
that in
that,
a
but we're talking
second.
about gold right now.
We can definitely do that. But yeah, this is my buddy Yoni I was telling you guys about. I think his name says Bridge on here, but this is my good buddy Yoni. We connected about 3 months ago now. And him and I have just become super close. He reached out to me through Telegram, and we happen to live pretty close to each other, so we met up in person.
That's awesome.
And dude, this I've kind of taught several people over the years. A lot of people who've come to me and asked questions, but I've never seen somebody who's learned so quickly. So him and I have become super close, kind of come running partners recently. So I want him to introduce you to you guys for sure. And then him and I are working on something that hopefully will bring in some like big names to meme coins and crypto in the right way, and hopefully accelerate the meme coin super cycle. So stay tuned for that stuff. But first of all, I just wanted to bring him on and introduce you to Furloco, Rhodes, Danksy. So Yoni, what's up, brother?
Welcome, Yoni.
Let's go, Johnny. Welcome. Excited to have you here.
He's probably
I think
still
he-
getting his
he's
mic
having- he's trying to figure out
unmuted.
the
But
mic situation.
it's all good. Just chime in whenever, Yoni. But yeah, I think he's gonna log back on. But yeah. So what you guys were talking about, the AI kind of stuff, the AI
Yeah, the
stuff.
goat.
Yeah, man.
I mean, yeah,
crazy.
that was the last topic, but I guess we discussed too a little bit of majors. I don't know if you had any change in your view from last week. So yeah, you feel free to chime in. We were all discussing a little bit of our bullish views for Bitcoin and Solana, whereas we need some of your expertise on your Ethereum bull case, man. I just keep being the the berries guy for.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Hold on
Ethereum.
1 second. My mic isn't working. Hold on 1
Yeah,
second.
what do you want me to pull up? I my screen.
I'll pull up my chart. Just give me 2 seconds here. I'll 1 second. I'll make sure I'm good to go. Present. Share screen. Let's see. Share. Let's see. I'm gonna go entire screen. That should work. Okay. Awesome. You can see my screen now. Oh,
yeah,
yours
you
is
can
it's
switch
fine.
it over to the real one.
Okay. I don't know if you guys want to do that. I do have it up, but let's go to ETH.
You're good.
Perfect. So yeah, it's pretty crazy actually to see Solana look so impulsive to the upside, meaning strong moves to the upside, while ETH pretty much the opposite. Usually when one is like more impulsive or strong to the upside, you'll see the other two majors like just chopping or kind of correcting. But with that being said, I do think ETH will follow the other two, and Bitcoin was. I actually haven't looked at the chart until today, until now. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm outside on my balcony, but I don't know what the hell that is.
Do you live next
But
to a train station?
hold on. No, not next to a train station. It's my apartment complex.
Okay.
Dude, it sounds like the purge warning signal. You
Yeah,
good?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I probably should evacuate, but so this is a very obvious coil up, very corrective behavior. No lack of consolidation. Literally like one day of consolidation here before coming down. Obvious corrective behavior. We're coming out now. It's always possible we can come down one more time, but to me, this is showing that we're going to make new highs here, either straight from here or in the next week or so.
Yo, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. What's up, brother?
You're
Fuck,
good.
my bad. That took me forever. My computer wasn't working.
It's all good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys all. Nice to meet everyone, man.
Yeah, so this is for Loco Danksy. They run B3L, which is Bridge 3 Labs. This is a group Discord group that they have that I've been in for a minute. And then Rotes is in that group as well. But yeah, I told you guys a little bit about Yoni already. We've become like best friends in the last couple months. He's a artist in the music
Hello?
industry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just cut out for a second.
Okay.
Well, I
Can you still
appreciate. Yeah, Bren has literally just kind of mentored me. I don't mean to kind of like dox myself, but everyone obviously seems like cool people. I'm an artist. In my real life, I go by XX Bridge, ironically. Bridge is like what I release under. And I've kind of been positioned in a cool place outside of crypto for a little bit now, just kind of being an artist, being a writer in the space, having a lot of really close friends, thank God, that have a lot of influence and are in cool areas. But I found myself kind of falling in love with crypto a few years ago. My first buy was like Solana at like $14. And I kind of rode that to 200 and then eventually went to meme coins and became like the biggest degen of all time, got robbed, rode things, got rugged, like all of the above, and just kind of been in love with the space ever since as an investor. And then as soon as I met Bren, we've just been trying to link, build. He's been mentoring me as far as like reading charts and kind of all the fundamentals. And now we're kind of putting our brains together and seeing like how a lot of this IRL stuff that I am a part of and building, and a lot of the stuff that he does in the crypto space, like how can we bring it together to kind of, I guess, capitalize on this super cycle, speed it up, put ourselves in really great positions, potentially to have all this alpha before we kind of help orchestrate it, and allow us to position ourselves and the people and our peers kind of in cool spaces to win. And ultimately just like a real enthusiast in the space. So I don't mean to give too long of an intro, but I just wanted to say what up. And yeah, that's it.
Dude, that was great. Oh yeah.
Welcome, Johnny. Glad to have you, man.
Thank you, bro.
Anyone that is friends with Ben, I'm sure is going to be a great add to this team and this conversation. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate you for loco. So let's see. Am I sharing my screen still or no?
Yeah, I see it.
I think he took it off because it was like I'm on the actual stream. So with Bitcoin, yeah, to me this is an obvious corrected behavior. Same with Sol, except it was more of a corrective consolidation. And then looking at ETH, it looks like the opposite of Bitcoin. If I just saw ETH alone, not seeing the other two, I would guess that it's probably going to come back down to this low at 2,200. But with that being said, it's likely going to follow the other two. And like I said, the other two look very corrective, and are probably going to head up soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if ETH chops out here for another day and then just shoots up, even though this doesn't look like a great setup. So yeah, I probably agree with you guys. I don't know. I didn't really hear, but you said, you have a bullish outlook. I do think in the next week or so, we will move higher. And then, I mean, a lot of people are still like, oh, something's going to come out of Israel or Iran. That's going to happen quick, because we're literally after this, like from the last high here, we're like, what is that? 5% from the all-time high. So it'll have to happen quick. My point is here, I think in this next move, we're going to get very close to that all-time high. And my base case again since April is that in Q4 we'd get the corrective lows for the majors, meaning the bottoms for the majors, and then new all-time highs either in Q4 or Q1 of next year. So I mean, it's happening so far. I think at this point we're probably going to get new all-time highs by the end of the year. But we'll see. Either way, I think the bottom's in very likely, unless something comes out of nowhere, some kind of black swan. And even then, I think we're probably going to need to see some consolidation first before that happens.
Hey, Bren, before you move on to the next one, we were discussing the fact that not just the war in the Middle East, but perhaps elections coming up here in 2 weeks. Maybe people are being cautious about it. Perhaps volatility, perhaps whatever candidate gets elected. Do you think that plays a factor? Because obviously gold is ripping up, but Bitcoin seems to be lagging, even though probably, as you mentioned, will probably fall closely. So
for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, right? I think the election has a lot, and we're seeing that right now. Like, it's kind of died down, the whole election. I think it's not really making too much of a difference on the markets in general right now. Now, I think where it could make a difference is if one candidate or the other wins. I could see an initial reaction in either direction, right? But after that, I mean, past a few weeks or a few months, I've been saying this for a minute on these streams that I think it's not really going to matter, right? Who's president? It would be great if Trump frees Ross Ulbricht and then fires Gary Gensler and does the whole reserve thing and stuff like that. But I mean, besides that, I don't think it's really going to matter who's president. We have the institutions in BlackRock. They actually put out a report a couple of days ago that pretty much said exactly what I just said, that it doesn't matter who wins, that they're still bullish $1 million Bitcoin or whatever in 5 years. So to answer your question, in the short term, like near the election, we for sure could see some volatility. But past that, past a few weeks or a few months, I think we're going to get a massive bull run either way.
Yeah, I'm with you. Johnny, were you going to say something or?
Me? No, I was just listening.
Good,
yeah,
good.
just Yoni, feel free to chime in whenever. Yoni recently has been me, you guys know me. I'm more of like do the high caps, the low cap stuff, especially the last few months. I've been really kind of staying away from while it's been hard. But Yoni's been in the trenches, kind of learning the lower cap side of stuff, and actually hit like a few 40Xs this week, which is pretty crazy.
Let's go. That's awesome.
Thank you guys. Yeah, little by little, bro. I mean, it's dark in the trenches, bro. It's like it's not. I think that I'm trying to be balanced. Like I was geeked up on it. Obviously, once you already kind of assessed your risk and you've assessed like within your degen portfolio, this is like extra degen stuff. But if you're willing to
Mhm.
lose a little to hit, it definitely seems like, especially
Yeah.
when the market's on green. I mean, I can't imagine. I saw again. I miss goat as well. I honestly seem to, for some reason, always miss like the massive ones, even though I'm like bidding everything down there, where I was at least. Um, but I saw a few people make a couple M's from the trenches off like a couple soul buys,
That's
like
crazy.
on goat. Being one thing from being in the trenches that I'll try and grab screenshots of and stuff as I see them, and maybe we can all put them in a chat. Is I have been seeing people's buys in different chat rooms that I'm in. Like I saw a few 5200 X's like calls. Like I saw
That's
goat called
nice.
it. I saw slop called it like 5K. Goat somewhere called it like it's just I'm trying to figure out a method because every shitter looks horrible down there. They all look the same when they
Yeah.
launch or close to
And
launch.
I was on Spaces the other day, and it's so difficult to really, you know, be able to find the winner, right? Especially with so many
So
coins being
hard.
created.
It's
And
almost like a
I think,
volume thing.
yeah.
It becomes a
Mhm,
volume
mhm.
thing,
And you
I
you
feel
have to be
like.
very diligent about your bankroll, right? Because
Right.
if you're like bidding on all these shitters, you definitely have to, be diligent about how much, Sol you allocate, or Ethereum you allocate to these new tokens. So
100%. And even
yeah,
with these bundles now, you can scan stuff and see whether stuff is bundled and try and give yourself an edge. But ultimately, like the clock is ticking down in the trenches. If there's already a plotted launch, and there's alpha, some of these launches I've watched, they go directly to 2 million, and you
yeah,
get caught looking at yourself like, okay, is this bundled? Is this a bot? Is this a pull, or is this something like is this some cabal moving something? Because how could it have so much volume? So it's almost like the hardest game to play and forces you to kind of pull out all the tools right away. And I find that interesting. I could
yeah,
I could see how that could make you a better trader overall. But I'm still on Bren's side of things as far as like trading mid and high caps and being more fundamental. But it can get fun in the trenches. And I see people making life changing money. Like now it's been daily.
yeah. I'd love to hear some of your strategy for bundles, because I know there's a lot of on-chain activity that you have to do to find that. So perhaps after we go to the macro, and we go through the other stuff, we can, or you can perhaps tell us a little bit of your, disclosable
Are you
strategy.
wait, sorry, is he cutting out for just me or is he cutting out for everyone?
I think it was just you. Can you hear me, Yoni?
I
You
could
guys
hear
hear
you,
me?
yeah, but he was
Okay.
just
Yeah, I
cutting
think
out a
it's just
bunch.
you.
I think it
Well,
was
you
just
guys,
you. But
you guys can
to
let
answer
us
your
know.
question, yeah, Yoni, we can definitely show you some stuff. There's also another guy, Dak, that him, Yoni, and I just met recently on Telegram, who's like doing this on chain stuff for months. So we can definitely bring him on. Now, I think the majors really quickly: Bitcoin, Sol, ETH. I don't know what you guys said, but I think we're probably in agreement. I think we're going to keep moving to the upside and then break these all-time highs. I'm not surprised to see Sol accelerating quicker because it is like 25% from the all-time high, where Bitcoin is like 5%. So wouldn't be surprised to see Sol keep moving. But yeah, I think we're on the precipice of like an insane bull run, not just in meme coins, but in crypto in general. And it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, my shit
Yeah,
is bugging. Everyone is cutting out.
Okay. Try to pop in and out.
Yeah, I'll try and pop in and out. If I end up leaving and coming back, it's just because of that.
No,
Yeah, I
you're
got
good.
you.
no problem.
Now,
Yeah,
what else on here? Let's see.
But
Another one.
I do feel like boys, as we start like locking in a strategy, I've only been a part of one cycle, and it's only been like one up cycle, and I didn't even know what I was in because I was kind of like in the midst of when I got in. But I can't imagine being that deep in the trenches when the market is on green. It's definitely, I think, worth the risk because it's kind of the same strategy and way that you look at the overall market. I'm coming to realize is that it's almost like you're looking at sentiment first within the trenches, right? So it's like within every category is going to have its own volatility, its own set of rules and fundamentals. And it's almost like within the trenches, you're looking at the sentiment always of like, what's the meta for the day? What's been the first mover? What could be the beta? What names kind of stick out to you? And you're almost having to build like a gut instinct. So without saying too much now until we get into it, I do feel like maybe the best thing to do is if you plan on going into the trenches or if you see that, easy mode is coming, it might be worth just taking a very small amount of money, few $100 at maximum, and just bidding on things at point 0.1, 0.05, whatever it is. So you're just building like a gut and an instinct while you're down there at looking at constant meta, sharing it, being a part of chats, watching things go, watching things rug, bundle like looking for bundles, kind of doing all that for a bit with super small money. So that way you're in the rhythm. Because more than anything, it feels like down there what matters the most is just kind of like instinct and bankroll, and like risk assessment.
Damn, that's some fucking nuggets right there. Hope you guys are taking notes.
Real
Um,
alpha. Yes. By the way, should we do a giveaway? Because I wanna see these numbers go up, guys. We are at 150 listeners, close to it.
dude, to be
Should we?
honest, 150 is great. To be honest, since I was in a rush today, I did not post it in the channel. I'm gonna do that right now while you guys are saying. So let's move to another topic. What else is
Yeah.
going on this week besides the AI stuff? For Loco, let's see.
Well, we were discussing the Uniswap bridge, which I think is a pretty big news.
Yeah, that is pretty
for
crazy.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's I think we're gonna start to see a lot more of that. The app chains and apps building their own L2s and stuff. And it's pretty interesting. Like Murad's whole thing that meme coins aren't going to kill the tech itself, but it's just probably going to take a lot of the cap or the volume away from the coins. So I still tend to think Uniswap Uni is going to do well, and a lot of these old DeFi coins are going to do well. But
I
I
agree.
think they're going to severely underperform. Obviously the memes and stuff, and then crypto gaming, AI stuff like that.
Yeah, but they do feel like almost the best bet if you're in the alt game. It's almost like if you're gonna take an altcoin outside of gaming or AI, or I guess I'm asking that, Bren. If you're gonna
Yeah.
take an altcoin outside of gaming or AI, better to take like an exchange, or like a uni or a jupe.
For sure, yeah. I mean, Jupiter for sure. Yeah, I like especially the ones that came out in like 2020 that haven't had a run
Right.
in the last few years. Like that's why I've chain link up. This
Yeah.
is gonna go absolutely fucking crazy. 2025, I think. Just made a move in 23. Beautiful correction, no consolidation up here. Textbook corrective channel. I do think it's going to go back to $50 in the next couple years, and then probably way further because Link, without going too much into it, is actually one of the few utility coins, like actual utility coins in crypto, meaning that the token itself has like a utility in the protocol. And what they're trying to do is like going to actually like be a core like principle or like a core application of blockchains themselves, make them interoperable, all that. So while we're on that subject of like older coins, I think Chainlink, if you're looking to park money in something that has more upside than like Sol, Bitcoin, ETH, while still being like a higher cap, I think Chainlink's very nice.
Yeah, I like Chainlink. What is your if you had to choose in between Chainlink or Pith, which one would you go for?
Sorry, Chainlink or what?
Pith.
Pith, PYTH.
Yeah, they're both
Pith,
oracles,
Pith,
right?
Pith. Yeah, so I haven't looked
Yeah.
at Pith too much. Let me see. So Pith is another one that ran initially. Okay, in 2024. What is this? Is this the whole chart, or is there one that's?
Yeah, it's a new coin from this cycle.
Okay, for sure. I will say, let's go to the daily. So this is newer. What I do like, this does, there's a little bit of consolidation up here, but not much. I do think this is a correction. What I do like too is that it's been consolidating, holding this low at 26 cents for about 4 months. I don't know too much. What is Pith? We're like real quickly, like a 10
It's an oracle, just like Link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
for
Yeah.
pricing, etc. And actually, I really like the team behind it. I know that the token hasn't been following up because oracles are not really hot right now. But I think if Link runs this this little puppy or whatever you want to call it, does like probably like
This little
5x more
puppy.
than Link, right? Because Link, what's the market cap on Link? Is it like
Link is 7.2 billion.
Damn, that was quick. You had that shit
And
ready.
then Pith is
Legend.
1.34. I'm looking it up right now because you guys are. I just want to make the comparison. You guys were probably
Yeah.
gonna ask that anyways.
There's
Hell
obviously
yeah.
gonna be more
What's Pith
upside
at?
in Pith.
Thanks. What's Pith at?
1.34.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, no, it's definitely a lower market cap. I do like, again, this is a beautiful corrective channel, and then you got the consolidation at the end. I think this is just going to go up with everything else. And I do agree with your sentiment. Usually when there's like one of the biggest, like chain links running, usually some other strong oracles will run with that narrative. So
and it's on
definitely.
Solana. It's built on
Yeah.
Solana. So
I like Pith also.
Nice. Yeah, it looks nice on the chart. I haven't looked at it in a while, so. That was
Yeah.
Bren, you wanna at some point pull up Sui maybe
Yeah, we'll do that real
while
quick.
we're on alts?
Yeah, I'm sure for Loco is going to ask about that. I know he likes Sui.
Danksy is actually more bullish on Sui than I am.
That's right. And I'll pull up Doge too because I know.
Yeah,
Fucking,
dude,
are you?
Doge
Our boy,
is my bags right now. I
Captain
just need
Doge.
to pump it.
Danksy's up big right now. All right. So Sui, so I think Sui's going to continue to do well. A lot of people are like deeming it like the whatever of the cycle. I do think it's still going to do well. What's it at market cap wise? Like I think what 3 or it's in the low.
Sui is at. Sorry, let me pull it up.
No, you're good, bro.
5.41.
Okay. So yeah, and then so Sui I think is going to continue to go up with everything else. It's obviously strong so far. It is at an all-time high, so I wouldn't recommend necessarily like starting a position now. But even if you did, if you got a little bit of a pullback, I think it's going to keep going up next year. Me personally, it's not my top all
Right. Like I'm wondering, would you rotate? Do you think most of its run has occurred?
I don't know about that. I probably not because I think this bull market is going to be so strong. But I think that since it's at its all-time high, I like something like again, and I'm not of the mindset where you have to pick like one thing. Like I like owning multiple things, but I like something more like AVAX more personally. Again, because of how undervalued it is on the chart. I mean, it hasn't really had a run. Barely had a run in 24. But I think it's like a 6x from the all-time high.
Yeah,
A
6 or
little bit
7,
bigger.
something like that.
A little bit bigger than not Pith. A little bit bigger than what's it called?
Sui.
What were we just looking at? Sui.
It's
right?
11 billion market cap.
Yeah.
Oh,
AVAX.
11.
So it's a little bit bigger, but again, just where it's at in the chart, how it's in a 30% correction while Sui's at the all-time high. I like stuff like Avalanche more, and that's why I have some Sui from trading the meme coins. But not my top alt one pick, but I do think it's going to do well.
Got it.
For Loco, let's see. Any other coins on Trading View while we have this up? What else did you guys go over? Just the macro, and then start talking about AI.
No, I guess the other one I was gonna discuss is obviously back in before the summer, everyone was big into Jupiter and Radium, and I think now the trade might be to get into the perps, like the future trading, right, versus the spot trading for the
Right.
chain. So I feel like I used to have a big position on what's this company Drift, because I used to trade on Drift a lot at the beginning of the year. Do you guys follow Drift or not much?
I've heard of it.
Not
but
much, no.
Okay, so just looking at market caps, and I don't know, Dengsi, maybe you can pull them up. Future tradings, when you are in crypto, you want to trade on leverage, right? So I just feel like everything that any on-chain future perpetual trading platform should be valued higher when compared to the spot, just because everyone that comes to crypto wants to be a degen, right? So I think looking at some of the perps in future trading platforms on Solana. I think Drift is one of the ones that I like, but there's other ones too that you can look at, and when compared to the valuation of Jupiter, for
You're talking
instance.
about investing in the infrastructure, like the coin of the futures perps. Or are you talking about actually longing these coins? Wait,
No, like not owning this coin, right? Because if you think that Jupiter and Radium, what's the market cap of Jupiter? Is like 2 billion, 3 billion,
yeah, something like that.
right? So
Yeah.
and that's spot, right? Like Jupiter is mostly spot, right? They just make money on fees for swaps and everything on chain. But Drift, I personally didn't have any of my Solana on Phantom or on Drift. Oh, sorry, on Jupiter. I had it on Drift, right? So if you think about like new crypto users or like whale investors putting their crypto somewhere, I think a lot of them will want to be on perpetual trading platforms. That's my thought. So if Jupiter does maybe the 2 to 3x, I think this can do 5 to 10x.
I do like that. Yeah, I do believe a lot more people are going to start not only trading crypto perps on chain, but like stocks. Like obviously,
Yes.
BlackRock's been
Mhm.
talking about that for a minute, tokenizing everything, like even stocks and everything. And then I mean, they're the platforms that offer the ability to like long Apple, like on chain and shit, like you're saying. I think is will probably do really well. So that's actually really good and something I haven't thought of. Probably ever about investing in the perp program, perp tokens.
Yeah.
That's good. Good shit.
Yeah, I've never even considered that.
I'm
Yeah, it's one of
writing.
those things, right? I mean, you
I'm
look at
finishing.
volume and And you
That's
kind of like
epic.
have to take a look at it for sure.
I'm finishing up a post real quick to post in the channel to announce that we're in here because I didn't do that. Let's see. But what else is going on?
Should we potentially talk about our GME theory?
Yeah, we can look at that. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to get the link.
GME like GameStop?
Yeah, we were
on
talking
ETH.
about it. I know it was great. Like we already here. Thanks. Do you mind sending the link to the Twitter space in our chat right now?
Yeah,
So
just give
I
me a
can post it.
second.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Take your time. So yeah, I mean, like before a few days ago, like the whole GME thing, I actually like I made the most like my biggest trade in USD ever is actually was in GME like 4 or 5 months ago, whatever it was when I had that run. So whenever that I make a lot of money, I'm usually just really slow to get back into a coin. And to me, the whole narrative with Roaring Kitty like seemed kind of burnt out. But we were on a Twitter space the other day, or Twitter space VC the other day, and some guy brought up how this GME on ETH is just absolutely going crazy right now. I don't know.
Quietly. It's been quietly going crazy.
Yeah, it's been going
Not
crazy, but like the other one hasn't been going crazy on Sol. There's not like any like obvious narrative going on or like any event going on. So this guy was showing us evidence how this ETH coin like came out 2 days before Roaring Kitty came and did his like famous tweet where the lock-in thing, and like a bunch of other potential connections that could point to like him being connected to the coin. But either way, he sent the guy brought up the fact how GME like is the original meme stock, and we're going into the meme coin super cycle. So I do think that will be a thing. The normies probably will like the GME. I think it's more of a
So there was a
lower.
lot of conspiracy. I agree that there was kind of like a lot of these
Yeah, a
conspiratorial
lot of
like
it's
things
iffy.
around
I haven't
it
really,
that you don't
yeah.
bite on. But I just want to point out the two things that I thought was really interesting above all of those little things that do make a lot more sense when you look at them is like his theory on what he broke down pretty much piggybacking off of Murad's, right? Which is that like Colts are going to win when normies come in. It's going to be a flood to everything, but the things that are going to especially flood are things that they recognize, right? GameStop being like one of the most legendary rallies, obviously in the stock market, and the biggest middle finger to hedge funds, to VCs, to all of these people. They're going to hear about that, know about that. And then it was the wallets, right? He had tracked a couple wallets, which again, might be a little conspiratorial, but he tracked a couple wallets that are massive whales that have been parked in there for a little bit and continue to kind of accumulate. And I don't know, I think the combination of all that mixed with the quiet nature makes me text Bren like twice a day being like, are you watching this chart? Let's not miss it. So I just feel like it's only fair if we're looking at it. Obviously, we're never going to gatekeep. Like everyone should be looking at it and maybe talking about it, looking into it, trying to help each other. Because it could be one of those trades potentially.
Yeah, and I do think the GME thing is going to run either way because like the normies, I think it might be like if it is found out to connect that Roaring Kitty's connected, I think it'll go fucking crazy. If not, then I think it might be just like a lower alpha play that it will do well. But I do think it's something that a lot of people are aware of, so it might get like
Last thing to mention, right? The
Yeah.
thing that made us have a little more conviction is the dude who told us had zero point 0.1 supply of SPX.
yeah. This
Like
guy
he
in our
sold, he
Bossman
sold
channel,
0.1 supply of SPX right now to put it
yeah,
all into GME.
What?
this guy's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah,
Like that has to say something. And this guy wasn't a dumb guy. Like he might have been a little bit, but he bought SPX. He owned 0.1 supply of it. Decided to sell it all at this point, at this market cap. I don't know.
yeah.
To buy into which one? The
To buy into
Ethereum one?
GME on ETH, and
I'll
he
pull
was
up
the
my
one.
screen takes here, but if anybody's sharing their screen, pull that one up. It's actually like going
Yeah, it's
absolutely
been running since like
ballistic.
It's
Yeah,
just been running, but it's also been running in a very specific way where it's like not trying to cause any noise. Like I'm not seeing people call it, chat about it. I'm not seeing like the charts spike, to create this extra volume or to cause attention. It's just like quietly breaking new all-time highs since the second I looked at it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
That's why
and
I
then you
do
add
believe.
all of this other stuff, and I'm an SPX maxi at this point. I'm a Murad maxi, to be honest, at this point. And you just kind of see him piggybacking off of a lot of this. And the fact that he sold that entire supply for this just makes me be like, we should keep talking about this with everyone, and we should all be looking into this together.
Yeah.
Um,
Whatever happened to Roaring Kitty? Did he exercise his options? Is that
Yeah,
what
I
it?
think he did.
Yeah.
He did like before the or like after the stream. Yeah, I think he just holds a ton of the underlying stock now. And then I mean, they came out. The GME came out with a report shortly after, and in it, like I think from what I understand, it's like pretty underwhelming, and they're not really having anything crazy in the plans. But this guy Lesnar did say they pointed to like how in their things that they said they're trying to move towards crypto and pointed out crypto and blah blah. I know they did have that NFT marketplace. You guys remember that?
Mhm.
But that obviously they went away from that. So I don't know. I think either way, it's probably going to go up. Both GMEs because of the whole game or the whole meme stock narrative. But as far as how high it's going to go, I don't know. I definitely am not going to buy right here just on principle.
Right. That's another thing we could talk about. Like we're still waiting for a correction, but
I'd just be waiting for a correction on it for sure.
No, good call
Yeah,
for
good.
sure. We'll definitely follow it too on the B3L Discord. I really was following the GME and Solana, but it looks like the Ethereum one is the one to follow now, huh?
yeah, I just feel like we should all. It seems like a little bit of alpha that we should dissect. And then also that kind of brings up another point, Bren. That's kind of an interesting conversation because we had the same thing happen on SPX, right? Where we got on top of a narrative early. Like we were talking about it at 200 million, and you're never supposed to buy green candles. This is me literally asking just for advice. We're never supposed to buy green candles. We're supposed to wait for these corrective channels. We found it at 200, but it did 400%. So I guess the question is, when would you advise? Is the right time to get in? Is late or is not? Or is a big enough candle where you're either buying or not? If you have conviction in something, what's the right way to buy? I guess I should
Yeah, I
say.
mean, it just depends. I think SPX is like an outlier, right? That's attached to this crazy like narrative, right? But
Yeah.
for most coins, and I just judge every coin the same way. I mean,
Right.
I kind of do. I looking back, like I like probably should have like bought it like 200 mil. I that was when the whole SPX thing came out, like the whole Mirage. I saw the meme coin super cycle talk, but I hadn't really been on Twitter, as you guys know, so I hadn't really looked at Mirage shit about SPX specifically. I'd obviously already known about the coin. But I mean, if I knew what I knew now, as far as like in everything, I probably would have bought it 200. But just normally, I judge every coin the same way. If something's just straight up in the air, if I buy when it's going straight up in the air, the odds that I'm going to take massive drawdown
Right.
is just a
Hi.
lot, no matter what the coin is. So I
Right.
just stick to my rules. And then, as you guys know, we did see it corrected down to like 500, and then that's when I started the position. So
Right.
it stuck to my rules. I probably wish I probably should have top lasted at 200 if I knew what I knew now and understood the narrative as much as I did. But
Nah, I
I think,
appreciate that answer because it's just like
yeah,
that'll save you a lot more times than it'll make you miss out.
yeah, and I think we're still so fucking early. Even I think anybody who gets in now has 10 to 100x potential, even on SPX. And I think everybody's. I know that sounds crazy to some people, but if it does, I advise you to study 2021, and then also, I think we're going to see something crazier than 2021. Honestly,
Here's
No,
what
that's
we need to
perfect.
do, Johnny. We need to convince Bren to talk at the next conference, and
He
then just
will.
evangelize whatever meme coin he believes in,
yeah,
and become the next Murad. That's what we
We're,
need.
that's what we're literally working on that as we speak. Trust.
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah.
So,
Little by little.
what about Bitcoin Las Vegas? I think that's in May. So you have a few months ready to prepare
Oh
for
yeah.
it.
Bitcoin in Las Vegas. Yeah, Yoni and I are definitely going to be going to some events next year. So we all
Yeah.
will meet up for sure.
Yeah, we should.
Yoni's in LA as well. For Loco, I know you're up north, so we'll definitely all have to meet up.
Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
for
Denise,
Yeah.
sure.
are you in California or no? You don't have to docs. Ignore my question if you don't want to answer.
Sorry,
That.
was that me?
No, Rotes as well. What state are you in?
I am
Uh,
not state. I am farther north in British Columbia.
Oh wow, that's right.
Ooh,
Yeah,
sick.
I knew you're Canadian.
we're
That's
all
awesome.
West Coast. I'm in
Yeah.
San Francisco. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, awesome. So you guys are up north. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So
Would
yeah.
have
All
been
right,
on
we're
your
crossing
would have been on your guys' radar.
270 listeners right now. Let's go. Oh,
Yeah, I just
300 listeners. Let's
hell
go.
yeah, I
Let's go.
posted in the channel a couple minutes ago. So let's see. I definitely want to pull up the chat, and then we'll definitely work on this next week. We definitely need to make this more interactive, and then now we can hopefully bring people up. That'd be sick eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just gotta send them the link. I can let them up, but we gotta pick which one, who we want to send the link.
So they pretty much we can talk about this later, but just real briefly, they have to join the StreamYard to talk.
Correct.
Okay.
The other option is we could host a spaces too on Twitter, and perhaps that way. But we're still figuring it out how to do it.
Now,
Um,
again, we'll talk about it. But can you hold a Twitter space simultaneously with the stream, or does it have to be one or the other?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to join both. It's kind of weird with the audio.
Okay, we'll set that up like an hour ahead of time next time. But yeah, let's see what else. Do we want to? I know we got our NFT guy Rhodes here. Definitely want to talk about that. My Sprotos are fucking down like 45%, but bought two
Damn.
more.
No way.
Bought two more. Yeah, you should buy one. This is still your chance, guys, to sell all your apes for Sprotos.
well, isn't that why? Isn't that because Murad said that you shouldn't hold more than one, just to let people buy them or
I
something
didn't
like
say that.
that?
I don't give a shit about that. I hold 3. So
Yeah.
don't. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. But no. What did he say about that?
Why
Well,
would
he
he say
mentioned
that?
that in order for the Sprotos community to thrive, aside from the token, right, the Bitcoin, whatever, Harry Potter, whatever, he says that the NFTs themselves should be distributed to as many people as possible versus someone hoarding like multiple, because that's what you want to do for the token to do better for
That's
some
cool.
reason.
And I
That's
mean,
that's what
Yeah.
builds your cult, right?
I mean, that's smart and that's bullish long term. So I love that. Gave me another 2
But it
entries.
also went up like super fast, right? So maybe you just need a little bit of consolidation here.
For sure. And I think right now all of these coins and the NFTs are being driven kind of by Murad's high narrative. But I do think as Bitcoin gets so close to 100K, we're going to get new people entering. That's actually going to drive the narratives in his narrative to like 10, $100 million meme coins into reality. Not because of his narrative, but because of the actual normies and the people coming in who actually like this stuff. So I think when that happens, the Brodos and SPX, all that stuff's just going to go fucking parabolic. Right now, we're kind of just seeing a manifestation of like Murad's narrative playing out in the crypto native world. But yeah, I do think probably come early next year, we're going to see some normies finally start to come in. I'm starting to see it a little bit. I know Yoni has had a couple friends start to ask him about the meme coins. So what about you guys? Have you guys had any IRL friends start to get back into crypto you've seen, or is it still kind of nothing?
I have a
Not
few
as
friends
much.
asking about meme coins for sure, but you know, most of my friends I actually have to help them, and I don't really have the time. But perhaps at some point I will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it seems like what everyone should be doing almost for people that aren't familiar with trading on chain and stuff or on Dex is they should be just pointing them to like these places like Moonshot, Slingshot, these places that are now popping up that are super easy for people to just buy memes with their Apple Card. Like I had one of my buddies who's a really big manager in the real world for just a couple artists and stuff like that. I got him into. He actually got himself into FWOG, like around 70 million for a couple grand. I got him into SPX and Giga. Now I'm trying to get him into Harambe. But he just turned like whatever, 15 grand to 40K in like 2 weeks. And now because he did that and he was able to just do it very easily on Moonshot, just through his own like Apple Pay or debit card super easily.
yeah,
And he was able to buy in and get in really quickly and understand and be a part of the hype. And that's really, I feel like the quickest way to get people in and to have it spread is to make the money. And now there are places where you could point them where it's just like, every other app that they use and they could just buy into whatever you tell them. And that's
yeah,
kind of, I think, part of the thesis. Like as more of these uh as more of these apps come about and more like Ansem is dropping Slingshot, Bren put me onto that last night. There are a couple more people that are going to be dropping, and it's just going to be even easier and easier for normies to come on and just buy whatever they want super simply with their debit card or their Apple Pay.
yeah.
So I'm betting on that. And I would just say to definitely head people in that direction that feel like it's confusing, just be like, bro, it's the same thing like using any other app. Like just go pick a coin, buy it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the learning curve that it scares a lot of people. My neighbor also is like a financial advisor, and he manages a ton of capital. But the only thing he's done so far is buy Solana on CoinMarketCap. And I
Coin,
told him, man,
right,
just jump in, because honestly, instead of like losing or dropping, gambling, 2 or 3 grand in the casino, or
right,
trying to bet on sports, just like let
right.
explore crypto, because there's a lot of areas that are still, you can actually have a lot of like advantage when
Right.
compared to other people.
Hmm.
But that's going to dissipate as the market kind of like gets more more heated, right? So it's
I
like you
agree.
jump in as soon as possible, man. So that's my idea, but still have to get a lot of people to kind of like follow it. So we'll
So,
see.
so I want to hear you guys' thesis since you guys all hold apes. Do you actually what? I know you guys are probably gonna say no, but what do you guys think? One, do you think Sprotos or the meme coin NFTs are gonna actually flip Bored Apes and like Pudgies? And then two, if not, what are the odds that's gonna happen?
Rhodes, you're the NFT guy.
Right? Nice deflection. I, you know, a lot of that kind of narrative and discussion came up when Miladies were really pushing whether or not they had the ability to flip apes come down to the end of the year. This convergence of meme coins and NFTs is such an interesting element, and I think the NFTs as a representation of meme coiners, I think plays in and fits well. That I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the leading meme coin related NFTs get
Sproto
into the top 3 of NFTs of the majors, right? So maybe still trailing apes or pudgies, but get up there. And I mean, really, Miladies are almost already there. So I guess that's maybe not a far stretch, but to get into that 10 ETH range, I could see it happening.
Okay.
And I can see that with a reasonable expectation.
Okay.
Because the strength and what's happening with the meme cycle and really a meme super cycle, I think there's just I think there's just going to be a strong play there, and it's going to come down to the KOLs and their representation of their PFPs, and if they are all Sprotos or if they all are Miladies or whatever the case may be, people are going to buy into that and want to become more of that community to get more of the alpha and be more of that more into really what NFTs are, and that's that community that plays into meme coins, right?
So could you see the NFTs running simultaneous then to the meme coin super cycle, or would you see it being kind of similarly to maybe how we saw last time, where it was almost like a shift, like people were taking their liquid that they made from these memes and now putting them into NFTs, where they were kind of like running a little bit separate?
Good question.
It depends on how the NFTs are positioned, right? So if the NFTs are these like community driven, where like the success is happening within the community or from the community, then yeah, I think it runs with. Otherwise, if it's not and people are just kind of, I would say with.
Yeah, I think it's just going to run alongside the meme coin super cycle narrative.
Yep.
And then I think as well we're just going to, this is another thing I want to touch on real quickly. Like I see even like a lot of like smart people, a lot of influential people kind of like assuming that, I believe in Murad's narrative that a lot of the volume is going to go to the meme coins. A lot of volume is going to get extracted from the tech coins to like meme coins. But that doesn't mean that everything that's not a meme isn't going to do well, or only memes are going to do well. I think a lot of people are going to fall for that trap heading into this next year. I think that for that reason, a lot of people are have this view that there's a lot of great opportunities and undervalued opportunities in AI. I'm talking like AI tech coins, and then crypto gaming. And for that reason, I think we're going to go into it in 2025 like kind of different than we got this last year, where it was memes and Bitcoin. I think we're going to see that euphoric part of the cycle where everything's kind of running together, and with that NFTs as well for the first time to kind of have a bull market with the coins and NFTs as well. But with that being said, I think what that's going to create is in the apes and the pudgies and stuff like that, they're going to go up. But because ETH is spiking so hard, ETH's probably going to go to 5-10K. I think we're like Rotes kind of said.
God damn, look at that GME chart.
Like Rotes said a few weeks ago, I think that pudgies, ape stuff like that's going to do 2, 3, 5x maybe. And then the meme coin NFTs are just going to go fucking ballistic, even though ETH's going up.
Yeah,
Bren, look at that chart.
Yeah, no, it's going crazy.
And it all comes down like it's appropriate allocation, right? If you're all in on something, that's a great way to get wrecked.
Yeah.
Occasionally, there's going to be stories where someone's all in and they win, but you need to balance out and really understand that, you're going in with a allocation in crypto that is spread intelligently, and you're only degenning your small caps with an appropriate degree of your portfolio.
For sure. Oh, and the reason I was DMing you on Discord, Roach, the other day is because I was going to buy some VFriends. I did buy some, but so I was going to ask you some questions on that.
How's that going?
Good. I bought two. I bought a hot shit Hornet, and then someone that's the clam one. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up my thing right now. Let's pull up Magic Eden. And then so I bought 2 VFriends and then 5 of the VFriends Series 2. And then just an operator bet for me. I think Gary V, if like we were talking about, I think he's going to make something of the IP in the next few years. So, and then what do you think? I think we talked about this. Now that the conference is kind of the 3 years has gone up, do you think they're going to still offer free access to the NFTs, or how's that going to go? Or are they just not going to have the conference, you think?
I don't see how he doesn't have the conference. It's been so successful. But it may not be a free access. Maybe it's a discounted offer or something like that.
Gotcha.
We'll have to see how that plays forward for him. I don't know if there's any revenue generation from the conference beyond, you can't provide the conference for free, right? It's got
for sure. I'm sure it costs millions of dollars. Yeah, even though they probably made 100 million or whatever, 50 million, he can't do it forever. But I'm sharing my screen. This is like what I bought recently. I got 3 Sprotos, got 2 additional ones. Bought 2 Remilios. Again, meme coin super cycle cult type bet. Probably hold one of these for a while. Probably sell one on the way up. And then the VFriends Series 2, 2 VFriends, normal VFriends, and then I bought Wonky Stonks, which is a Kaleo on Twitter. It's his project. It's another operator bet. I believe in him, and then I'm obviously a chart guy. So, then Pepe, Lo-Fi Pepe's for me, both an operator bet and a meme coin super cycle bet, and I just like them. Art School Reject on Twitter. You guys probably know her. This is her project. She's honestly a great IRL artist. I followed her on Instagram before the whole crypto Twitter thing. So I really like these. I think these are going to do well. And then I have my Neo Tokyo, which is staked right now.
To be honest, this looks like a super great packed bag, of NFTs. But if you look back in 2021, I can only recognize one, and it's Neo Tokyo. It's crazy when you look at what it used to be like wallets back in 2021. You would see apes, you would see pudgies, you would see all these ones, and look at what I'm looking at. Are we specifically and purposely choosing bad art? Is that the idea for NFTs?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not about art; it's about tokenized communities, and I think all of these have strong tokenized communities behind them. And the Neo Tokyo thing covers all those boxes. That's why I spent whatever 7 ETH on it. But now it's like for me, it's a bet on Alex Becker and the LEO, and then as well, like people that stake their Neo Tokyo Citizen for 2 years right now, they're getting an airdrop of like $30,000 or something of this coin that's coming out. So stuff like that. And then to answer what you just said there, I remember I put in a B3L that I was thinking about buying a mutant or these 2 Remilios. So I went with the Remilios. To me, I think the tokenized communities, that's just my bet on that, so that's just why I chose those. So
you didn't want a Project Aeon?
I don't know. To me, it's just not my vibe. I think they're going to do well too. I like the Sprotos better, to be honest.
Dude, the Sprotos are so ugly, but it's so ugly that it's funny.
They're striking. You can't not miss a Sproto, and that's
it's like a car crash. You can't look away.
They work. I think you're bang on with the NFTs and community-driven aspect, right? And that's what made Ape so successful in the first place. It wasn't because Ape pictures are cool, right? It's just that the community and the degree of being able to show off being a part of it, that's what was successful, right? Right now, it's these meme cycle communities that are seeing the most success because they are generating revenue and seeing success, right? So people want to be a part of that.
For sure. And then, well, I was gonna say one more thing. Yeah, no, and then Murad broke it down to like the Sprotos are like primary colors, which is like the brain likes and stuff like that. So definitely ugly, but it's kind of appealing to the brain at the same time, appealing to the eye at the same time. But yeah, definitely, I think I'm gonna hold my PFP for probably forever. The other two probably flip on the way up, but still time for you guys to buy some though before they
Yeah,
get to.
I like it. I'm gonna have to look back at this and perhaps at a few of them.
They're at a nice
Rhodes,
spot.
what happened to Pudgy Penguins? I know there was some news. Are they pumping?
Pudgy
They're at 9.1 right now. Not sure if you count
NFTs
that.
in general had a pump really off the back of Ape Chain, and a lot of projects had a nice little run. Pudgy's did announce another retail partnership incoming. I don't know if that's fully been announced yet, but on the scale of Target and Walmart. And I tried to rack my brain on what that could be. I didn't come up with any conclusion. Of course, Canadian, I don't have all the same retail outlets to kind of consider, but that aspect of it is going to continue to drive toy sales and their retail IP, which is good for them. But a lot along the same lines of Doodles, a lot of this build hasn't necessarily driven price to that extent. And it comes down again to the desirability of being a part of the community, right? And nothing has stood out there recently, even though they're continuing to build and they have a successful business. I think at this point, NFTs are a collectible, a visual representation of who you are online and a community aspect of it. And nothing has changed recently that makes them any more different than what they have been over the last little while, right? And so that's why they're in this period of consolidation. They're at a great spot in terms of where they've been at historically, and I think they're fairly stable in this 8.5, 9 ETH range, and they will get a breakout here eventually. But that's about kind of really where they stand, right?
Yeah, I think the Pudgies have like a lot of cult-like dynamics and stuff too. Hence why people like Murad. I think we talk about Murad so much, like he's God, but he
Basically
has
is God right now.
yeah. I mean, like we talked about this a second ago. Like the reason I like it so much, I'm not huge for hero worship, but I think his whole thesis makes sense about like no matter who's saying it, type thing. And I really like how he doesn't likes to take the attention off himself and put it on the actual narrative, right? It's the same kind of thing that like the people you want as leaders are the people who don't want the power, right? And I think Murad's kind of one of those guys, to be honest. I don't feel like he feeds off of the attention or anything like that. I feel like he really just trying to be an evangelist for like this the meme point super cycle type thing. So, but yeah, Pudgy's chart looks good from my point of view. Like no consolidation before coming up. Has been holding this low since March at like $9 or 9 ETH. So I mean, maybe this announcement like rockets it off this low. It definitely could be it's enough for a nice base to take it back to all-time highs. But in the same time, if it were to break this low, it probably would see another low back in like $5 or $6. But yeah, I mean, I think it will do well this as well. But let's see. Anything else?
You just had a dozen people go to Magic Eden to see if the price was actually $5 or $6.
Yeah, right. Jeez, what was the mint? Was Pudgy Penguins like the initial one? I know like what's his name, Cole guy or whatever started it initially, but what was the mint on it, or was it free or?
It's probably like 0.08, the classic
0.08.
mint price.
Yeah.
Back when ETH was high though, right? Like higher than it is now. Probably like
I think so.
So like $400 or $500 or something.
0.03.
Oh wow! So probably like $100 or something.
Yeah, roughly.
Wow. Crazy. Anything NFT related else?
I was looking at Asuki, but I don't think there's any news, right, Rhodes? They had something with anime, but I don't know if it ever happened afterwards.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
bought anime.com, but like that's about it.
we're waiting for the next rollout of news. They're quiet and slow, but then they announce something and it's usually pretty significant. I think for me, Azuki has been one that I expect out of the um, I don't even know how to classify it. The non meme or OG kind of NFTs. They're the one I expect to be the next kind of main attention.
Okay.
Between meme token and anime development, like they to me seem like they have so much opportunity to continue to be successful. The one big challenge with Uzuki is that they are such a large collection between beans and between elementals and Azuki. Like it's going to take a lot to move them significantly, right? But I think they're the ones that could see a breakout. But when we talk about breakouts, when it comes to like Azuki, like 7.5. That's it's a 50%, but it's a 50% on a really large investment. So that's
For
something
sure.
to keep in mind with the perspective of NFTs in that respect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And
there's
like
some
like
sick
like
ones.
we were talking about real
Sure.
quickly, like what we were talking about, like if ETH's moving up at the same time, that also creates headwinds on the
Mhm.
ETH price of Azuki. But what were we gonna say, Nancy?
If you have a spare 5.2 ETH, this one's really sick, and then this one's also really sick. So if you have some ETH laying around, I'd cop these two.
Okay, nice. Which two? Sorry, I just
This one,
That red chick is pretty cool.
yeah.
this guy with the horns,
What is that in his mouth? Like a scroll? Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and then the red chick with like the sig.
You gotta admire the art is so good, man.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
clean.
was.
I like that one.
Yeah, there's some
Damn,
good
Mew.
ones on the floor.
What about Mew at $1 billion?
Is Mew at $1 billion now?
It touched it.
I feel like Johnny is just like 100% focused on meme coins.
He's like,
Yeah.
let me talk about meme.
Did you see that GME chart?
No, what do you mean? You guys just went through 5 NFTs, 6 NFTs.
All right, so we go to the left curve side, left curve kind of
Yeah.
things.
All
Okay.
right.
We did alts. We did
It's all right. You
alts.
don't mind them. These guys are NFT heads. Like it's
We
okay.
could go. No, I love NFTs. I'm learning so much.
All right, Yoni, what are we looking at here? Mew?
Well, I just think it's cool to see some of the top movers in the space
Wow.
before it's even like cycling. Like, look at this thing, man. It's
That's
like,
a
look at the
massive
charts.
breakout. Yeah.
Honestly, Johnny, we should
25%,
make
24
you
hours.
we should make you a host because when you said meme coins, we just crossed 500 live listeners. So
Yeah, Yoni's
let's
Yeah.
talk listeners. Yeah.
He can be
No,
the
I think the
designated
NFT stuff is amazing. I think the alt stuff is amazing. I think everything that you guys are touching on is like absolutely the like the information points of what's hot in the market. But memes are still leading. And like,
Yeah.
look, we haven't even touched things really starting to move, and coins are hitting $1 billion. Like things are just only going up. I don't know. I think there's a
Yeah,
lot that we
that's a
should
good
be.
metric. Like coins hitting $1 billion is like a very good.
It's an insane metric. Like Popcat, now hovering above what is it 1.5, like staying a little
Yes.
bit.
Did you see
What was
Murad
that?
today? Said he thinks Popcat's gonna flip with for a while, which is
I'm all
fire.
about it. That's my biggest holding. It's
Yeah.
been for many months.
And
So
Yeah.
I recently learned the story too. It's just insane, bro. Like the Popcat, like it was CTO'd, and she like literally took it from like January where it was like kind of struggling. I don't know where it was at. In her own words, struggling, and then now to see it like the number 6, soon to be probably number 4 or 5 meme coin in the world is absolutely insane.
Yeah, Bren, you were talking to her the other night, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Cuppy
Nice.
Cat,
that's such an epic story.
yeah, Cuppy Cat. Maybe we can have her on eventually here, possibly if she bless us with her presence. She's cool, cool person. But 1.5 billion. Yeah, no, I think
It's sitting pretty
not
above
right away.
1.5 Mew. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Mew at what is Mew at 900 something?
Yeah, but it
Basically
touched
$1
it
billion.
nearly touched the B also. I think something to kind of maybe chat about could be Brett after, because it's been sitting where it's at for a minute. I think there's so much speculation between it should be doing a lot better or it should in the future because obviously being the biggest mover on base. I think there's other people that still say it's held back because I think like Crash still owns like a certain, I don't know, 5% of the supply or something like that. I've kind of
Yeah.
heard all these different things about it, but I wanted you to maybe just peep the chart and give your guys' opinion if anyone else has an opinion on it. I have like a mild holding right now, like 50 or 60K, but
Yeah, like it is a nice correction, deep one. Like to see stuff like this and Wolf get like go this down. I guess what is that? 180, 1.8 to 600, so 60-70%. I guess not too bad, but I do like Brett. Again, it is like you said, it is one of the bigger ones. Still a billion after this huge pullback. I do
right.
like the consolidation for 3 months. I do think it's just going to rip higher. Again, yeah, I do think it's going to go. It's one of those that is going to go to probably 5-10 billion eventually. But you know how it is down 90%, so definitely, it's a 1 billion coin. I probably like. I like SPX and Giga and stuff like that around the same market cap versus
What about
like
Harambe?
this. But Harambe, I like a lot. We can talk
Yeah.
about it for 3 hours.
That's like your coin.
Yeah. I just doubled up on my Harambe bag too.
Yeah. But yeah, now Harambe is just like an insane corrective consolidation. If you look at MOG last year, literally the same kind of corrective consolidation. And then after it broke up out of that consolidation, it went like 40x. I think what we're going to see on Harambe, if we come back onto this chart a year from now, it's like this is going to end up zooming out. There's going to be a huge base that just led to like a 10, 20, 50x run.
Right.
I do think it's going to a billion if we get a meme coin super cycle of like more than 6 months. Beautiful chart, been distributed for a long time. Obviously, like the most famous meme probably of all time. Beloved, something that very, very normie friendly, checks all the boxes. I think it's easily going to go to like 500 million, probably a billion.
What was the other coin you want me to look at?
Yo, guys, I
Mod.
hate to say this, but I have to hop off. I have another call I have to be on at 11:30. I'm a little bit late, but it was a
All good.
pleasure. Thank you guys so much for the time. You guys are all
Of
the
course.
fucking goats.
You're coming
Hopefully
next
we'll all
week,
speak
Johnny?
soon. What was
Yeah,
that?
he said, "Are you coming next week?" On.
Yeah, let's do it. This is epic, and I'll make sure I have more time for it too next time.
Oh yeah,
Sweet.
brother.
Bring a list of
All
at
right,
least
guys.
30 meme
Much love.
coins.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, he said we can listen to
Yeah.
meme coins. All right, later.
All right, later.
Bye,
Peace.
Johnny.
Mod.
All right. Any other left curve meme coins aside from AI tokens?
Left curve. Damn, that's kind of insulting. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding. No, damn.
actually, with AI, aren't they? We are getting smarter, right? So I guess if you put AI on meme coins, we can call
Yeah.
ourselves
No, the AI meme coin
intellectual
stuff's
investors.
crazy. Yeah, like honestly, I haven't until yesterday really like dug into really understanding everything about it, but it's insane. I think you guys were touching on it earlier. In my opinion, I think the narrative's here to stay. We're going to see like the leaders like go probably continue to go up. But with that being said, with any narrative or with any new sector, especially one with like AI where people don't understand it, there's going to be a lot of scams and grifting and all that shit. So it's like be careful. But at the same time, I do think the narrative is going to continue to grow, and it's some very interesting stuff and some crazy shit that token to project though you got to be careful. There's going to be a lot of scams and people trying to take advantage of people who don't understand AI.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get the fact that truth terminal is like a new concept and go whatever. But dude, there was a coin called Fart Coin, and I just refused to buy that shit. Have you guys looked at that one?
Oh
Went
yeah,
over
no,
20 million overnight, and I was like, you
yeah.
know what? I'm just gonna fade it.
You're like,
And
I'm too
yeah, I'm
old for this
missing it,
shit.
but
Bro.
yeah, come on.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. We didn't talk about ape. There's so much stuff that happened this week. We had so much interesting shit, but ape chain
70 million? That's insane.
70. Yeah, no, it's crazy. What I will say, it's crazy to see how fast these coins are getting to 100 million. Yeah,
Up only.
crazy. So yeah, I mean, I haven't played any AI stuff except 0-1. Go to it real quick. I haven't looked at it this morning, actually. Actually, I have.
One.
So this is a low cap coin. Again, and normally I don't look at low cap stuff. The reason I like this is because somebody brought it up in our. Can you go to log chart real quick on the log on the bottom?
I think it's 0 to 1. This is not it, right? Is it? Is it that
Yeah.
low? Okay.
Yeah. It is. So normally, again, I don't look at low cap stuff because most of the time, 1 million cap coins, they're already pumped up 100x. And then there's a lot of people to dump on. I bought at like 400K. Some guy brought it up in the Telegram. And then the CTO lead of it, this guy who actually runs Moo the Bull, that's at like 150 million. He's running this one too. They broke it down. To me, I really liked it because, again, it had that little run on the right when it came out. But besides that, it's literally hasn't had a run yet. It's given a lot of time for people to enter. It's not bundled. Checks a lot of other boxes. Like I said, I put in the Telegram channel at like 450K or something. I still think this could rip to 2, 3, 5, maybe 10 million. Again, based on the tokenomics, and then it's piggybacking off the AI narrative, and then they're also building like a AI the chat box model things that a lot of these coins are building. So. One to keep an eye on. Again, it is low cap, so definitely don't put as much as something like SPX or MOG or Ticker Bitcoin or any of that stuff.
Mhm.
That's higher
Dude,
market cap.
Ticker Bitcoin was being pushed around as a huge meme coin play by some people.
It is, bro. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's on the Murat list. That's all you need to know.
Again, it just comes down to like how like cool communities and things that people think or people are going to think is funny and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think it's no brainer. And it's just been around for like a year. I don't know. It checks all the boxes. My boxes, at least.
Yeah, I like
And
it.
it's broke out of that corrective consolidation. I think it's pulling back now, and then it's going to rip higher in the next few weeks.
I'll take a look at this one too. I just never been kind of like I never really resonated with it, but I get the fact that it follows this Protos community. It's just I don't know. I'll take a look at it. There's just other tokens that I've looked in Ethereum that I thought they were more interesting, but definitely will follow. I know it has this kind of like patterns. I was looking at the chart. Every other month, every so other month goes up and down.
Yeah.
But
And
I
it's
think
just like,
it's lifting off. Yeah.
like Rhodes brought up like about people like Coles or people who have a lot of followers and stuff who have these PFPs. There have been Sprotos like Art Chick, stuff like that who've had the Sprotos and stuff for a long time. Talking about Bitcoin for a long time. So stuff like that. Definitely think, and they just make great content, all that. So I think I thought the same thing as well when I first saw the backpack and all that. I thought it was kind of weird, but I think for me, it comes down to what's the most culty type shit that normies and stuff are gonna like, and I think this will be one of them. So
Yeah. Any other tokens you guys are looking at, or are you guys putting any bets on Polymarket as the elections come in?
nothing's really interested me on Polymarket recently. What about you, Danksy? Besides the NFL stuff.
I'm considering putting a decent amount of money in this popular vote one.
Yeah, you've been big on that one for a while. Remember
like-
we were talking about it. Where was it at? How has it shifted?
It's actually gone down from 74, 75 to 60.
So it's become a better trade if you want to.
Yeah, so like you're making 68% now
Wow.
on anything.
Now,
I mean-
what do you guys think about the whole Trump thing? How the odds have shifted so much, and a lot of people are thinking that those buyers that have been doing it, or the Trump administration, or whatever, like investing to kind of shift the perspective or whatever. I don't know if you guys read into that.
How many people are following Polymarket in the mainstream, right? Like
Actually,
I
like
think
pretty
a
big
lot.
right now. It's like the top.
It's like a decent amount.
Yeah.
okay.
And,
Most
I
people
was gonna
are
say, like-
following the Nate Silver model.
I would say
That's the more
Nate
accurate.
Silver model is got to be way more, important to everything
Yeah.
than
I agree with
Polymarket.
Rhodes. I think that the size of the poly market's still not big enough so that if a whale or two come in, they can sway the boats. Now, I also know that Kamala has gone to a couple of like podcasts or interviews, and she really kind of like completely just kind of like put herself in a top spot with some of the. I think one was in Fox News where she really barely knew how to differentiate what she had planned for versus Biden, right, and other things. So I think that also affected, but I believe the poly market is definitely a way more dramatic view of the poll difference, right? So
Yeah.
I think that Trump still leads, but I don't know if it's like that high as poly market. definitely.
And I don't know if those guys were investing or whatever, but if it does make sense. It could be possible because yeah, like maybe not that many people look at Polymarket versus other things, but it is like I think it was like $10 million they had to invest or something to sway that or something like that, which is not
There's
that much money.
2.2 billion in here in this one
Yeah,
alone.
but the amount of money those insiders were buying to shift the odds wasn't that much. It was like
It was
10 million,
25 mil.
25 mil, which is a lot of money, but probably not a lot of money as as far
And to me, it's more advantageous for the Democrats to sway towards Trump than it is the other way around, is it not?
Do you think
that
why?
free money?
Because, like, if you see that Trump's clearly leading the polls, well, I don't need to go and vote because, like, he's going to win
That's
anyways.
another way to look at it for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But then that makes the popular vote better. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it doesn't seem like it should be as dramatic as it is.
Yeah. Check this out,
I
guys.
think
We're
at
actually
most
one
it
of
should be
these.
55-45.
For Loco, what were you gonna say?
We are actually one of the largest streams at the moment on X, which is actually pretty cool. There's only two that I know that are bigger. One is a Mario Nafal, which he always has like a ton of listeners, and the other one apparently is the Black Ops, the game.
Wait, they're on right now?
Yes, is an early access. There's 300,000 people on that one, so that's pretty crazy.
Wait, so how many does Mario have right now? I'm just curious.
Like 18,000.
Holy fuck, it's so insane that he gets that. many people.
I don't know if some of these are bots. You never know.
Yeah.
But still,
Freedom.
he has a big
Yeah.
audience.
Even if it's a few thousand real people, that's crazy.
We're the third one after those two for.
Are you
for
serious?
stream.
Like on all of?
Well, I don't know if all of Twitter, but with the topics that we're
This is whatever you're
discussing,
following, I think.
I'm at the top of. it's at
That's
the
still
top of the
crazy
Twitter.
though. That means all
Yeah.
of crypto though, most likely, like crypto, Twitter type things. That's awesome. How many are we at right now?
I think we're at 580.
Holy
that's pretty
shit,
good.
pushing 600. What did we do last? What did we do last week?
Close to 600,
Let
no?
me
Something like that.
see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think last week we did 700 views, but there was like probably 500 concurrent viewers, I think. Something like that, 600.
Yeah, this goes to tell you that more people are joining crypto. They're interested in learning about, all aspects of crypto, from majors to meme coins to everything. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you guys for being on for sure. We do this every week, probably maybe twice a week here soon as we grow. But definitely down to do that. Giveaway. I don't know who else wants to throw in it, but I'll definitely throw in a Sol or USDC, whatever we're doing.
Yeah, I'll throw a Sol in too.
Cool. Let's do
Should we just do just in the chat?
I'll throw in 2 Sol. We'll go 2 Sol for me, 1 for Loco, whoever else, and then we can do we want to do USDC so we can split it up amongst a few more people?
You can split up Sol too. It's not like you have to send.
Yeah, you're right.
Sol.
1 Sol.
Well,
You
those
can
gas
send
fees
1
though,
Sol. Yeah, you're
How are
right.
you gonna have them retweet the stream? That's probably the best one too, huh?
Yeah, we
can
need to
have
have
them
this like.
retweet.
Yeah, we need to have a
Retweet or comment. Comment's easier to track though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, comment or retweet. Which one?
You have to comment and retweet, and I'll pick from the comments. But you have to do both.
Okay, comment and retweet the stream link. Whatever the stream link is. That's on the top of the page, and then we'll pick from there in a couple minutes. But hell yeah, this is crazy. 600 people, definitely people entering the space, but as well as a lot of people coming back, kind of locking back in. The last few weeks, especially with all this AI stuff.
Q4, baby. Up only. Let's
Oh
go.
yeah, October.
October. I was kind of scared when people started saying October. I feel like it's a bad omen.
Time to sell.
Yeah, no, I mean usually seasonality, like seasonally we do go up in October, but it's not like the whole month. It's like what we're seeing right now. Usually, it's like the second half of the month. It's like we do pretty well. So
yeah,
stocks have kind of been sideways though, kind of up, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean stocks isn't the same as crypto. It can't go up all the time. It has to have some pullback.
Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy to see in 2025 if if like crypto pulls away from stocks, but like to the upside. Maybe stocks not go down, but like crypto like really take the lead. Kind of how stocks, the stock indexes have this year. But damn, 600 people is crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good time to do the giveaway. We just crossed 602. I think people are listening. that we're doing a giveaway. More or less.
I put in the thing too. Like I heard we're doing a giveaway, so I'm sure people.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, let's do. Yeah, whatever you guys want to do. If you Soul works, how many people do we want to do for Loco?
I don't know. Last time we did 2 people, right?
Right.
Let's do. Let's see, let's do 300. Let's do 4. You can send Soul, but I'll do 100 USDC to 3 different people.
Perfect.
Let me just pick from the chats. Let me see who retweeted.
Maybe I think this earlier time, like maybe you think there's more people. I think it's probably about the same, right?
Yeah, I mean, this time is good too. 10 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, it's 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. It's about the same people. You're right, but we can perhaps 1 week try both days and see what does better. Yeah, so
For
Yeah,
sure.
I feel like there's a lot of like open airtime on Twitter, especially for streams.
Yeah.
So we can definitely do more days.
Yeah, there's like not too many people doing streams yet. Still a lot of spaces, but the streams are not so much. If you guys do have any suggestions for the streams, we want to make it more interactive, where we can bring people up to ask questions. We're gonna open up a space alongside the stream, hopefully, so we can bring people up to ask questions if that works. But if you have any suggestions for the stream, anything that you want to see, or whatever, you can drop it in the comments or DM me on Telegram or whatever, and we'll do our best to implement that for you.
for sure. We look at anything from majors to degen. Of course, not financial advice, but we look at anything. So,
Yeah, traditional market, any of that stuff too. I know most is crypto people, but yeah, anything.
All right. Well, I think we covered almost everything. Do we have winners yet, or do we have to wait a little bit, Denksy?
Yeah, I'm picking them right now. Closing my eyes. First one is Jatan. I'll DM everyone.
Jatan, congrats, Jatan.
Yeah, Jatan Anon, with the New York Yankees. PFP. I'll DM. So what do we need? 3 people, right?
Denksy, can
4.
you share the screen that you're looking at? Okay.
4
Um,
4 people. So yeah, I mean, right. You want to do 1 soul, or do you want to split that into 2, or what are you trying to do? 4 or 5 people for Loco.
I mean, 1 soul is $170, right? So I think it's just 1 person, right? I think it's more
Cool.
exciting.
Yeah, that works.
1 soul in a dream. That's all you need to trade, and we need to
Absolutely.
bring Johnny to do a 1 soul to 100 soul challenge, and that
He
guy
actually is on
gonna make it.
Moonshot. On Moonshot, he's doing 1,000 to 100K. He's already at 1 to 10K in a few
Let's
days.
go. That's
Right.
incredible.
Crazy. I should just copy trade him. Like that's.
he's
Well, then he will
experimenting with the
counter
layer
trade.
cap stuff, but I'm definitely taking a few of his things that he's brought to my attention too, for sure.
All right.
So how many people? 3 or 4?
I want to give 1 soul to 1 person.
Yeah, so
Just
4.
because-
I'm gonna give
yeah.
100 USDC to 3, and then for Loco Soul.
Alright. We got Bend Over as the other one. Chief
Hey,
Noodle.
I think that's Bend Over in our channel. What's up, brother? Maybe, I don't know. That's a common
And
name.
then let's see. Stone Gel. This is the next
Stone
one.
Gel, the homie.
All right, so we got 4 here. So I'll DM everyone, get the wallets, and I'll send it out to the right people.
Hell yeah!
But
Congrats, guys. Appreciate you guys for being on for real.
these are the 4.
Hell yeah! Congrats,
They're not
Jatan.
AI agents, right,
Oh, that's-
Denksy? You're saying
that's
they're not
definitely-
AI agents?
I will have to ask them some questions over DMs to make sure, but I don't think so.
That's definitely Bend Over from my channel. What's up, dude? Hell yeah!
They got Chief Noodle too?
Here you got Chief Noodle. He's been listening to our streams every single time. You got to reward
Let's
that man.
go.
Hell yeah!
congrats.
Shout out
Nice
to
work,
Chief
bud.
Noodle. But yeah.
Anything
Let's,
else you guys want to look at? Anything else you want to pump before? Leave everyone with some little bit of alpha.
Anything else we're gonna pump and dump real quick?
I mean, there was a coin yesterday, but I don't think it's even worth talking. You guys heard of that Shark token that rocked? A bunch of KOLs were involved or something.
Yeah, that was
Hey.
pretty crazy. They had some like
Yeah.
big names on there, like it's insane.
Yeah.
Sharky?
No,
No.
no, SH.
It's crazy. A lot of times the projects that you see have like the huge names on it. A lot of times there's like some crazy scandal or some shit. Just make it target.
This one.
No, shard. It's shard with a D, I think.
Oh,
Right?
That no, does it? I think it's without a D. No D.
I don't know.
Just that. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that might be. Sharpay.
oh man, it seems
Down
like a
another
rug.
94. Yeah, definitely a
You just put the
huge,
5 minute chart.
yeah, fat pumping up.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I wonder if that was
Gotta
like
be
the
careful.
I wonder if that was the team, probably. Insane.
We can't
But
end
yeah.
on that note.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say, last piece of advice, I would say just lock in. Right now with the AI stuff, it's really easy, just like the last 6 months, it's really easy to lose money. Definitely, I'm not saying ignore the AI stuff, but be careful. Don't get distracted. There's still there's still a ton of coins like SPX, Bitcoin, all the ones we're talking about that not only have like surefire upside potential, but I'm talking like 10 to like 100x. If you haven't been around in 2021 or whatever, you might not know how crazy it gets during these euphoric parts of the cycle. And I think that's inevitable, whether it's next month or 6 months from now, we are going to see that. So my whole point is don't overdo it. Don't overtrade. And then, just get ready because I think it's about to get crazy. And yeah, anything last things you guys want to say?
No,
Yeah,
100%, man. It's time to believe, not to trade that much, right? That's what in mirrored words, right? Time to believe and stop over trading. That's what I would say for sure.
Hell yeah. So
Yeah.
this time next week, I don't know if it'll be 10 or 1. Either way, we'll be back next week. 600 people today. I love that. We'll see you guys next week. Again, if you have any suggestions, whatever, either drop it under the comments of this or DM me. But I appreciate you guys.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.
See you next one.
All right. Thanks,
Cheers.
Rhodes. Thanks,